Alan McCoy, I think it was in BT last night, they got onto the subject of Tottenham. They got onto the way he plays. And even Ali was saying he's clearly defensively minded in the way he sets his team up. But he's good at it. He says, but if I'm Kulusevski or Kane or Son and I'm in that Spurs team, I'm actually probably questioning the way that they're playing. Do you think they are doing that? Do you think they will question the way that Conte sets them up?
You'll always get footballers who question and talk about the way they're playing and whether it should be different. Yeah, that's normal because it's your life, it's your job. You're talking about it every day. It's how that transfers to your output. That's if it's problematic, if it becomes negative to you in your performance. You don't want that to happen, or causes a conflict between you and your manager. My general feeling on the whole thing is you have to walk before you can run. Tottenham have been nowhere near for a few seasons. And he's had success more or less everywhere he's been by playing a certain way. He's a pragmatist. He does like to have a solid defence, the Italian mindset. He's gone into Tottenham. He's building a squad. They've sneaked in the back door, got in the Champions League. They've got an identity. You know what they're trying to do. They're pretty predictable in that respect. Nothing wrong with that. But I just think there's and
they're good at what they do.
They are good at what they do. The two games of Chelsea away where they drew, they got back in it by going gung-ho, by the way. They played 4 at the back, put an extra forward on and really went for it. But they got battered. And they got battered at Arsenal. And what happens is when you get battered by two competitors is the fans are going to start questioning what you do. There's no question before those games.
Yeah.
I understand it because they've got wonderful attacking options. So you'd like to see them be more cavalier.
But here's the deal: will they win a trophy playing this way?
They've got more chance, I think, of winning something the way they're playing than going toe for toe against the better one.
See, that's a key question, isn't it?
So I think the thing for me is when I say walk before you run, you start walking, which is what they are in my analogy. They're getting there. You know, they're hard to beat. They've got an identity, but it has to evolve. You're not going to become competitive in our league doing that.
Do you think he's going to evolve though? Because I believe that building a building is as strong as the foundation you put down. So the platform of the building goes up and stays up if a foundation is strong.
Correct.
Is he building a foundation that's going to morph and subsequently become more easy on the eye, or is this what it is?
No, I get my opinion based on watching his Chelsea's team really evolve over a short
2016,
period. Yeah, because what they 15. By the end of that season they were playing really I say forward thinking. It was, they're confident, good players, attacking. Might play people like Hazard in the team, and I think with a few more players and a bit more quality, they will be able to evolve. But you have to. I heard someone talking yesterday. I think it was this morning it was on the way in about. Tottenham, and I've lost where I was going with it. Completely forgot where I was going with it.
I talk to a lot of Tottenham fans, and there is a rumbling discontent.
We're still here, Danny, don't worry.
Rumbling discontent about the style of football. I mean, is a 0-0 draw away in the Champions League to Eintracht Frankfurt a bad result?
No, exactly.
Is ultimately being in the game for the bulk of the game away to Sporting and then getting caught by 2 goals in the last minute or so.
Yeah.
An indication of a team setting up for Europe to qualify for a Champions League. Something that needs to have a narrative. We had a narrative a year ago that Conte's going to explode, and going to be out the door because he can't work with Daniel Levy. Now certain sections of the media are building up a narrative that Conte is going to be at odds with his key creative players. I mean, the fella can't do right for doing wrong.
That's
right.
Jim, what I was going to say was that I heard someone this morning talking about be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
This is a moment in time for Spurs where they are now looking solid, hard to beat, starting to be competitive in the top 4, losing very few games. They will get better. But you can't do it all in one window. The fact is that they are in the Champions League. They're in the biggest competitions. They're being competitive in those competitions. I do think the only little thing I would say on it is, and I have played under managers who are very, very rigid with what they do. I think there's times where you can evolve. The players are quite bright. There's certain games. Tottenham playing at home in the Champions League against, I think it was Marseille game, wasn't it?
Yep.
They could have gone and steamrolled them.
Oh, exactly.
And they didn't.
I think next time out in the Champions League, Tottenham will be at home against Eintracht. Yeah. So that's when, if this attack comes good, that's when we could see a few goals that night.
The thing is, you know what? If you see Tottenham go on the front foot, they will have games where they beat teams with the quality they've got.
Yeah.
But they'll also have games where they get done going the other way because their defenders aren't of the quality to play man for man. They've got good players, but they're not top. They're not at City's level.
Let's get it
yet.
right. They just beat Leicester 6-2.
Yeah.
I mean, the narrative was what's happening with Son. He's all over the place. Comes and scores a hat-trick.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, is this not the way that Conte is going about it? Because you're more likely to end up winning more than you lose.
Yeah.
Certainly, that's the way it's turned out.
Yeah.
So, Tottenham fans listening this morning, Simon makes a very good point. You go over there to Eintracht Frankfurt last night, and some of you are bemoaning the fact that you came away with nothing. You came away with a point, but you came away having drawn 0-0. But surely Conte knows what he's doing in the longer run.
Just give him the time to build the squad and the quality, and the team can evolve. But you have to have the foundation.
Exactly.
Simon's spot on.
Well, not leaning on you too hard, but leaning on you a bit. Tottenham fans who are bemoaning Conte, are you not that bit foolish to do that? 03717 223344 81089.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.